Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I'm going to do a collective oracle and affirmations for today. Today is Saturday, December 20th, 2025. You may follow me on the the tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. I don't know what it is. I like saying that, the tube. And for some reason, every time I say the tube, I don't think of YouTube. I think of the tube that runs from I think London to Paris, and it goes under the ocean. I don't know why I always think of that. It's like a bullet train, I guess. Whatever. I was on it, but whatever. I don't remember the exact details. I was a kid then. A kid. We're gonna use take what resonates. It all might resonate. It's affirmations. We're gonna use the purring prophet, messages from the litter box. Mercy Morgana. You can find this at Ripe Avocado Witch. I still have it on there too. I was on there last week, I think. Just browsing to see if there's anything new on there. We got 2 on the table. Let's do one more shuffle. We got 3 with the bottom of the deck. We got I require worship, not just pets, worship. Admire from a respectful distance and offer gentle strokes, but stop when I decide or else. Yeah, it sounds like a cat. We got no touchy. I have named it Squishy, and it is mine. It is my Squishy. Isn't that from Finding Nemo? No touchy. That kind of goes together, right? Okay, we're going to talk about that in a second. Okay. Tell me that these messages don't mean anything. The zoomies have possessed me. I must sprint at full speed for reasons beyond mortal comprehension. This is the bottom of the deck, by the way. Okay, so here's the message, y'all. Take how it resonates. If it's you, if it's somebody you know, this could even be somebody looking at you or someone looking at another person and just thinking, like, they're gorgeous, they're beautiful, but I know I can't touch that. It, in a sexy way, yes, but in a non-sexy way too. Like I know that that will never be mine, or that can't possibly be mine, or I'll never get that lucky to have that as mine. And that's not to call attention to possession. That's not what it's about. What it's about is either someone putting off that energy, like, you can't touch this, right? MC Hammer, you can't touch this. Or somebody feels like somebody is putting off that energy, or somebody feels like they're not good enough to be with another person, a specific person. Now, if this is the energy that you're putting off, like, you just want to be left alone. You want your me time. You're working on yourself. You don't have time for a relationship. Maybe you don't even have time for friends or family. Maybe you're doing your own thing. You're grooving and whatever else, right? That's fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that at all, ever. And you might be just zooming through the days. You're just doing you, doing your thing, not paying attention, zooming through your days. Happy, right? Happy. I'm assuming. I mean, I'm happy when I'm alone. And that's not to say that I wouldn't be happy with a person. That's not to say I'm not happy when I hang out with friends, coworkers, family. But I love being alone. I enjoy being alone. I enjoy doing my own thing, you know? I think sometimes we get so used to doing our own thing and being by ourselves that we kind of love it a little too much. And I don't really think there's any such thing as loving it too much, but at the same time, yes. Yes. Now, if this is somebody looking at another, I always do that. My elbow slipped off the table. If this is a person looking at another person, again, they're recognizing, or they think they're recognizing, that somebody is too far above them. Like they're not good enough, is basically what it comes down to. And this person is staying away. Like they're watching from a distance. They're staying away. Like they feel like somebody's too good for them. Listen, I could say what readers say all day, and that's, if they think they're too good for you, then you are too good for them, right? Like then that means you don't want them. But you got to understand, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that that's wrong. I'm not saying that that's wrong. But you also got to look at it from that person's perspective. If they're looking at another person and they think, oh my God, like that person is so amazing. They do all these wonderful things. They're constantly learning, teaching, growing. And I'm just not that. Like, I don't know how I can measure up to that. There's no way that the two of us could ever be together. There's no way that the two of us could ever be friends. Like, I can't match that energy. You got to look at it like this. Where is that coming from for that person? Because if that person feels that way, it means that somebody in their past made them feel that way. So while I want to say, like, yeah, you probably don't want the person that doesn't think that they're good enough, totally up to you. I just want people to recognize that all neuroses come from something, right? All thoughts, all ideas come from past trauma, past circumstances, past situations. And it's totally up to a person whether or not they want to deal with a person like that. And when I say deal, I don't mean that in a negative way. But you know what I'm saying. Like, just hold space for people that don't feel like they're good enough, because there's a reason why they feel that way. There's a reason. And if I can just be honest for a second, and you don't have to feel this way, but I'm just going to be honest, and I'm going to say there are times when I meet people and I think, oh my God, like I'm not good enough to be here. And I think it's a mental adjustment. I think it's realizing, okay, wait a minute. Like nobody's better than anybody else on this planet. And I firmly believe that. Nobody's better than anybody else here. If you think that you're better than somebody else, you need to check yourself. You need to get some therapy. You need to talk to God. You need to meditate. Because no. But I do feel like sometimes we have those moments where, like, oh my God, like these people are so great. Like, how am I friends with them? Like, I don't measure up. But at the end of the day, you also got to realize that when you're friends with somebody, when you hang out with family, when you have boyfriends, girlfriends, lovers, spouses, they see something in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself. And that's not to say that you can't evolve into that, right? Everybody has to want to grow and change for themselves. Like another person can't do that for you. And that's not to say that that person is friends with you or is your lover because they think that they can change you. It's kind of recognizing, okay, I really like this person, we get along. If I get into a relationship with them, maybe what I do, the way I behave, the way I live my life will rub off on them, and they'll evolve and they'll grow and they'll change. And really, isn't that beautiful? And I'm not saying that that happens every time, right? But to have that mindset, to have that outlook on life, I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonates for you. I hope you enjoyed the messages from the litter box. I hope everybody has a great Saturday. I'll talk to you later. Bye.